do have coming in. Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonation.
Slow down, on your way to future town, our sailors will pass by.
In this countdown, we're gonna be taking a look at 5 of the greatest Institute-themed mods available on the Fallout 4 Nexus. So if you feel like the Institute could use a makeover, needs some firepower, or could use a little bit of that, then without further ado, I give you the top 5 Institute-themed mods for Fallout 4. At number 5, we have the Heavy Institute Armor Corpus Preasidum mod by Scale. Now the mod we're gonna be taking a look at next adds an incredibly interesting suit of armor, custom tailored to one of the most secretive factions of the Commonwealth. So if you enjoy incredibly unique looking armors, badass sounding names, and don't mind your character looking extra thick, then I highly recommend checking out this mod. Now, the Heavy Institute Armor Corpus Preasidum mod adds in a brand new, custom-made suit of heavy armor into the Commonwealth, heavily themed after the Institute. The armor itself provides the user with an obscene amount of protection in terms of ballistic damage, energy damage, and even radiation resistance. Now, the Institute is by far one of the most interesting and badass factions in the entirety of Fallout 4, and even had the potential to become one of the most iconic factions in the entire series. But when it comes to their armors and gear, it can be quite underwhelming. That is why usually I would heavily recommend downloading a mod such as this, since it should spice up your game just a little bit, as well as heavily improve the entirety of the Institute faction. However, when taking another look at this armor, I had some second thoughts. The design itself is absolutely fucking insane, but the graphics can be somewhat lacking, both in terms of texture and mesh quality. Now the armor itself can be purchased over at the Institute, and the mod maker even included 3 unique styles for this armor, and that being the Emendator, the Idiom, and the Persecutores armor. And my god, those are by far some of the most badass sounding names I've ever seen made for a Fallout 4 mod. I mean, they sound like something straight out of the Warhammer 40k universe. As well as the armor will even spawn on high-ranking synths, such as coursers and synth leaders, if you did not side with the Institute but still want to obtain this armor. Now, even though this might not exactly be the most aesthetically pleasing armor ever made, the mod maker has compensated by making this one of the strongest and most overpowered armors available in the game. As well as, I mean, come on, just look at that fat fucking ass. If nothing else, this armor is at least extra thin! And when it comes to customization, the mod maker honestly went all out, seeing as how you could attach a plethora of augmentations to each and every single limb on this outfit. And if you don't enjoy the default design, the mod maker even provides you with the option to switch out the camo, making this armor look a little bit darker, more sinister, and a whole lot more menacing. In the Commonwealth, people are pretty weary of the Institute, and I mean, I get it, all they do is hide underground, sneak around town, and abduct people, just like my Uncle Terry. But as soon as they see an ass like this trotting its way through the wasteland, they'll be sure to rethink their opinions of the Institute. Because I think we can all agree that nothing sways people more than a thick fucking booty. At number 4, we have the Institute Power Armor by M150. Wouldn't you know it, the mod we're gonna be taking a look at next once again aims to enhance the Institute by giving them a suit of their very own unique power armor. So if you enjoy incredibly made power armor mods, cut content, and yeah, then I wholeheartedly recommend checking out this mod. Now, the Institute Power Armor mod adds in a brand new, Institute-themed suit of power armor into the Commonwealth, coming packed with its very own custom meshes and even textures. Note that this mod does not give Synth's power armor, nor does it give anyone at the Institute access to this particular suit, seeing as how it has not been added to the leveled lists. But if you want to get one of these suits for yourself, simply head on over to Fort Hagen, where you will find multiple sets of this suit in a trunk on top of the roof. Getting there might be a bit tricky, but as soon as you're actually up there, it should be but a breeze. Now the armor itself does heavily mimic the T60 power armor in terms of stats, which does make sense because if you are going to side with the Institute, you are gonna have to go up against the Brotherhood of Steel, and it would only be fair for you to have a suit of power armor approximately as powerful as the ones they utilize. Now this power armor might not exactly be perfect, I mean the textures and meshes still could use a little bit of work every now and again, but when taking into account the insanely unique style of this power armor and how well it fits the overall style utilized by the Institute, as well as the fact that this suit was recreated straight from Fallout 4 concept art, it all adds up to one beautiful looking suit of lore-friendly power armor, with an ass that can only be described as attached to a handle. And as far as the customization is concerned, this suit is pretty much as upgradable as any other power armor would be. The key difference being that the mod maker has also included his very own custom-made mesh for the jetpack, making it seem all the more unique. Well, that, and the fact that this is only a 4-piece suit of power armor, seeing as how it does not come packed with a helmet slot. I mean, you can put a helmet on top of it, but it will look just a little bit, fucking weird. Now, even though this might not exactly be the most beautiful, nor the most powerful power armor available, you can definitely count on it to make you stand out from the crowd, seeing as how it will make your character look like a giant roaming milk vending machine.
Strong smack! Gonna kaboom! Here it comes! Yeah!
Coming up next, at number 3, we have the Coarser Crusher mod by TrainWiz. Now the mod we're gonna be taking a look at next enhances one of the vanilla's random encounters, remaking it into a hardcore and worthwhile boss fight, as well as adding in a few interesting brand new items. So if you enjoy high-tech Institute equipment, advanced bioweaponry, and the sexualization of firearms, then this might very well be the mod for you. Now, the Coarser Crusher mod is yet another Institute-themed mod made to overhaul the Institute coursers, making them a lot more intimidating, stronger, and just generally more capable. To keep it brief, the mod essentially augments the coursers by making them a lot more powerful, equipping them with advanced combat tactics, and even giving them a few unique new abilities, such as the ability to teleport and spawn in reinforcements, as well as the mod even equips them with a brand new, custom-made, beautiful looking gun recreated straight from Fallout 4 concept art, courtesy of Nexus Mod's very own Niero. And for some reason, it even makes all the coursers completely fucking nude. Anyone else had that bug? No, me neither. This mod should make courser encounters feel a lot more interesting, challenging, and generally worthwhile, seeing as how when you kill them, they will drop their V3N Institute Bio Rifle. Now this is by far one of the most interesting and beautiful looking rifles I have ever seen made for Fallout 4. Especially when taking into account that this weapon seamlessly integrates itself into the world of Fallout 4, seeing as how it was itself a piece of cut content. Now the weapon itself actually comes packed with a whole bunch of high-resolution textures, high-quality meshes, and a whole bunch of unique details sprinkled through all out this weapon. For example, this interesting-looking magazine slot. And you know what I always say, I like my guns how I like my women. Able to obliterate an army of robots in a fucking instant. As well as completely riddled with bodily orifices. I mean, come on, a gun with a fuckable asshole? That sounds like something straight out of an NRA wet dream. And as far as the customization is concerned, this weapon provides you with a plethora of augmentation options, be that enhancing the base parts, changing the camo, or even switching between various ammunition types, all of which can be crafted over at the cam station. Now this is by far one of the deadliest weapons available in the Commonwealth, seeing as how you could custom tailor your ammunition to each and every single specific enemy type found in the wasteland, switching between corrosive, toxic, incendiary, venomous rounds, and even the most deadly of all, lubricant. Now I'm not exactly sure what this mod's goal was, but it definitely made the Synth coursers a lot more intimidating. I mean, just think about that for a second. What's more terrifying? A genetically engineered super soldier made for war? Or some fucking weirdo hiding in a bush, getting ready to spray you with a whole bunch of biofluids and or lubricant, just like my Uncle Terry. Nearing the end here, at number 2, we have the C.A.S.T. Sin Overhaul mod by Marao Takai. Now the mod we're gonna be taking a look at next overhauls one of the last parts of the Institute we have not yet touched, and that being the synths themselves. The C.A.S.T. Synth Overhaul mod essentially completely redesigns each and every single outfit, armor piece and weapon wielded by Institute synths. Although that being said, the weapon redesigns do leave much to be desired, seeing as how they arguably look worse than the ones within the vanilla game. And that, in and of itself, is already impressive, because I did not believe you could come up with a worse gun design than a fucking cereal box. Not only do these new designs look far better than the vanilla game, but the mod maker also provides you with an obscene amount of customization capabilities, seeing as how each and every single outfit and armor piece edited by this mod provides you with over 70 brand new camos you could pick and choose from. With this mod installed, you might be able to take the Institute just a bit more seriously, seeing as how it makes their synths look like badass, high-tech cyberpunk soldiers, opposed to the vanilla game, which made them look like fucking toys. And if I do have to get absolutely murdered by a fucking toy, I'd at least prefer if it looked like fucking Carrot Top. But the main selling point of this mod is not the designs themselves, nor the quality of the textures, but rather a unique visual effect applicable to each and every single one of these camos, which actually changes colors dependent on the player's perspective. And that is by far one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen within Fallout 4. I honestly do believe that a lot of already high quality mods out there could benefit from this visual effect. And if nothing else, this definitely makes the synths seem a lot more intimidating, just like whenever you see someone driving around in a car with one of those paint jobs that changes colors. You can bet your ass I'm gonna keep the fuck away from that guy, because you know he had to run over upwards of 10 people to unlock that fucking camo. And last but not least, at number 1, we have the coarser Strigidae mod by Niero. Now the mod we're gonna be taking a look at next is the latest in the cross-modded series, adding in a brand new custom-made armor into the Commonwealth. So if you enjoy Institute-themed armors, an incredible amount of attention to detail, and man-thongs, then I heavily recommend checking out this mod. Now the coarser Strigidae mod adds in a brand new suit of armor into the Commonwealth, custom-made for the most powerful weapon in the entire arsenal of the Institute, the Synth coursers. Coming packed with its very own made custom meshes, high-resolution textures, and even a few unique-looking custom visual effects. Now the armor itself is located within the Institute, in the headquarters of the SRB, but if you did not side with the Institute and are not exactly on speaking terms with them, but still want to obtain this armor, simply track down a courser, kill him, and take this outfit off of his cold, dead body. I've seen quite a few mods that aim to make Institute coursers seem just a little bit more intimidating, but this one most certainly takes the cake. I mean, as soon as you see a courser making his way towards you whilst wearing this outfit, with a handgun in his hand and a menacing expression on his And when it comes to customization, Niero most certainly did outdo himself, considering you could customize each and every single inch of this beautiful looking outfit, choose between various amazing color schemes, and even customize the visual effects on the helmet. Since this is a Niero mod after all, there is bound to be an abundance of skimpy clothing, even on the male characters, especially on the male characters. Now you might think putting a courser in a man-thong makes him far less intimidating. I disagree. I think it's just a matter of how well you can pull it off. Now this is by far one of the most beautiful outfit mods available on the Fallout 4 Nexus. And I'm not just talking about the overall quality of this armor, nor am I talking about the sheer amount of work that was required to make a mod of this caliber. But I am referring to the overall style chosen by the mod maker. I mean, look at that! That is what the coarser uniforms should have looked like from the get-go. But you know what's the single greatest part about this armor mod? Not the sheer amount of attention to detail, Not the fact that it is incredibly lore-friendly, and not even the fact that it is immensely badass, but the fact that it has no fucking face, meaning you could draw or attach on any face you would so choose. If for some odd reason you actually enjoyed watching this video and would like to watch more, then subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Nagi, you've been watching TrollenBros. Until next time guys, I'll see ya!
Strong have extra meat. Take some.